Hey everyone, it's Fat Vegan again. I'm just coming on to talk about some. Oh, look at that! I can see my tea bag hanging. It's drying. Okay, it's clean. Um, anyways, so I want to talk about ethical vegans. I need to. Well, I don't need to, but I feel like we should bring it up. It should be a conversation topic. It should be something that everyone is aware of, because there's a lot of people that hear, oh, well, this vegan quit and this guy did this and da 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 da. Um, I want to bring everybody back to kind of reality, and that is that a vegan diet is healthy for all stages of life, whether it's pregnancy or infancy and so on. So it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Latino, none of that matters. There are rare cases where we as people have basically gutted someone with their stomach, where it's very difficult to intake enough calories. Unfortunately, there's no way to stick the stomach back in once you ripped it out. So we need to consider those people. But they're the minority. They are not the majority. Thousands compared to millions is not hundreds of millions even. It's probably a more accurate statement compared to 1,000. It's crazy. But for those who are going to make the argument, well, some people can't eat it, and no, everyone that is healthy, and we haven't, either intentionally removed the stomach or they got in an accident or something like that happens. There are those cases. But we need to realize that being a healthy vegan or whole food plant based, for those who must hear those words, is all about taking in all the different stuff: the squash, the legumes, the nightshades, that those who can eat nightshades, definitely the big leafy greens, the root vegetables, and then you get into asparagus and many other different vegetables. There's thousands upon thousands of different plant-based things you can eat, compared to the small handful of the omnivore, what some people call themselves omnivores, and because they eat rice. I don't know, or they have potatoes. It's like, well, you're kind of stretching that omnivore statement. And I know, because I used to be it. Here, let me get up, and this used to be my shirt. Before I went vegan. So, as you can see. So now I use it like a little jacket. Ba-doom. Ba-doom. There you go. Look at that. That's a huge amount. That's what? A foot? With that and this? That's like a foot and a half. And I mean, I used to fill this thing out. And like, really, guys, look. Eh? 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 So we need to keep these things in mind when we're talking about veganism, or oh, my friend tried it and she got really sick, or he got really sick because he wasn't getting enough protein. I don't know, whatever their reasoning is, or whatever. Because some of these doctors, again, I look back to the 60s and the 50s when they were talking about how smoking was bad for you. Yet in the 30s, they had evidence that it caused cancer. But the majority of people that were smoking, I think it was a pack and a half or 2 packs a day or something like that. Go get your own information. That's probably inaccurate. But it's close to, in the ballpark, of 2 packs a day per capita. That means every single human being in this country at that time, so obviously, some didn't smoke, but those who did, even if it was only a pack a day, that's huge. That's huge. And that's why people didn't want to admit to the fact that cigarettes were killing us. Now, here we are today with the same problem, except it's so much worse. So much worse. Because food affects every single cell in your body. So if you have rheumatoid arthritis, any type of arthritis, I can tell you right now, I used to have a hard time opening up a jar because my hands, I dropped stuff many times before I stopped eating dairy and meats of all kinds, y'all. That includes cheese, fish, chicken, okay, pork. And can we call pork pigs? Can we call beef cows? Because that's what they are. It's flesh ripped from a living being, one that has its own interest, its own idea of fun, its own idea of what enjoyment is. We seem to neglect the truth about these animals, like they're just items. And it seems to percolate throughout the entire civilization that we live in. Whether it's for people or animals, the attitude is we have a goal and drive forward. Who cares? The meat industry makes more money than the oil industry. Food we all consume it 3 times a day, or one time for those who do the 1 time a day, or for those who are on some crazy once a week. I don't know, but food is everybody. Okay, everybody. I mean, some people say, "Oh, toilet paper's fresh." No, some people don't use toilet paper, but everyone eats. No one survives without eating. So when we talk about, let's say the planet's health, global warming, and if you're in some little loop that doesn't believe in global warming, I've looked at all those studies. I've looked at all the other stuff. They make a good argument for one little point. And why do you think they do that? Why? So they can get a little truth on their side, so you can go, oh, yeah, okay. And then you do the research and they show you one paper, one study that and if you really read it, it wouldn't say, oh yeah, there's no global warming. All of them say, well, this could happen and this is doing this, or most of them, most studies are scary. They're scary if you read them. They're really scary because it's no joke in 2030. Good luck. I hope you know a farmer. I hope you have a water source. I hope, because if this continues the way we're doing things, I don't know if we're going to be here in 40 years. I don't know if this planet's going to look like Mars, because we are stripping every ounce of value, whether for life, whether for money, whether for whatever, out of this world. Some people will say, "Oh, well, what are you supposed to do?" Everybody. If I stop, they're going to keep on doing it. If I bought the meat, it's already dead. It's like that is just you making an excuse because you don't want to focus on what the positive side could be, and that's really sad, guys. That's really sad. It hurts to see that people make these statements. I'm not the best person in the world. I've made many, and I can go on for 20 minutes saying many mistakes in my life. And I'm not proud of any of them. But should I continue to do it just because? Well, I've already made the mistake, so I should just keep on doing it. Come on. People tell me to grow up when I'm worried about the meat industry, when I'm worried about, and I make arguments to people, sometimes they don't want to hear it. I don't know. I feel like nobody has the right not to hear it. Nobody has that right, in my opinion, because it affects us all. No matter what we're talking about here, the meat industry affects us all. The dairy industry affects us all. Global warming is going to kill us all. It's that simple. Excuse me, but probably more along the lines of 90%. And this is a figure I'm pulling out of my ass, everyone. Go look it up for your damn self. Okay? Whether you look at Africans who live on the savannah, actually live there in a tent, well, you can justify going out and hunting when your only edible plants range in like 50, and then they're only in season during certain times. that's a different lifestyle. Now, if you put somebody in the Amazon, well, guess what? There's thousands of plants in there that are pretty much year round that you can eat. So no, I don't understand that. Now again, I'm not referring to a tribe or something that's in the backwoods. You're talking about a handful of people that their main focus is not to harm their environment. So when when are when are we as a civilization going to recognize these things? When are we going to be big boys and big girls and say, "Hey, we got to stop this. We have to stop." Your taste buds are not worth our world. Your pocketbook, for those who are in the business, and again, nothing against animal agriculture farmers, okay? I'm talking about the farmers, the people who are in the field working day in and day out, busting their ass to make a living, okay? Um, God bless every single one of them, okay? I really wish them the absolute best, but I wish them the best in any other field than animal agriculture. I do not wish animal agriculture any goodness. I hope it fails, and I hope it fails as soon as possible. If that includes your job, well, I'm sorry. I hope that you find something else to do for a living, and I hope you do it soon, because we are heading towards a wall that there's no climbing out over, a pit that there's no climbing out of. You can't keep We can't keep digging a hole straight down and expect to get out, and that's what we've been doing. Is fuel usage, fossil fuels, bad for this planet? Obviously, like, duh. Do we have the technology to switch already? Yes, we do. We already have all the technology. It just costs money to put it in place. Money is the worst reason for anything. Money is nothing more than an increment. Really, it's a device of control. If you really look at it, because if I don't have enough money, I can't pay for this house. If I don't have enough money, I can't do this or that. It's horrible. It really is bad, and we need to grow up, and we need to start realizing that. Even look, this is for me too. This includes me too. Okay, if our entire economy fails, I go without. Good. I'm willing to. I am willing to sacrifice everything, including my own life, if it means we switch over and we start to have a better future for our children. Because in the end, that's what this is about. The next generation, they're not going to have anything. So is our greed, our taste, our pleasure worth that? Peace out, y'all. Have a great day. Be good and love y'all. Bye.